There are creatures that look like the devil created them himself, but are as harmless as fluff balls. But there are then these 10 animals. Today we're going to be looking at 10 of the most unexpectedly dangerous animals in the world. Number 1 is often used to describe cowards, but makes a surprising appearance on this list. Stay tuned to find out why. With all that said and done, let's begin, shall we? Number 10. Cats. Yes, the single driving force of YouTube's success and the first worldwide internet darling, cats aren't the cute little furballs you think they are. I know that cat lovers from all over the world would lynch me for saying this, but, well, here goes. Cats actually hate you. Given the chance, a cat would literally poop on everything you love. Okay, so that's a bit of an overstatement, but many people seem to forget that cats have these things called claws. Here's another question for you. What's the worst injury do you think someone has sustained from a cat? Funny enough, the answer is all of them. All of the injuries. A Cleveland man was attacked with such ferocity by his pet cat that he actually had to resort to fighting it off with a knife. When taken to the hospital, the doctors took one look at the raw meat he called a face, shrugged, and had him airlifted to a better hospital. Of course, this was a freak occurrence, but the next time a cat is on your lap, just remember that if it wanted to, if it really, really wanted to, it could scratch your grills so hard they need to airlift you out of your home. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it really works. Number 9. Crows. Crows are one of the smartest animals we share the planet with. In some cases, they might actually be the smartest. Their tiny minds are capable of complex thought, problem solving, and apparently enjoyment of harassing anybody they don't like. For example, crows have been known to harass and warn other crows about people who have been less than courteous to them. However, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Even if you don't go out of your way to badmouth a crow, these tiny black-clad birds will still find many reasons to attack you. For example, in England, several joggers suffered injuries. One was even hospitalized because they ran too close to a crow's nest. The thing is, crow's nests are way up in the trees and people can't exactly fly, and yet the crow still felt you've trespassed. That means if there's a crow anywhere near you, there's also a chance there could be a crow's nest, which means you're fair game. Number 8. Mice. Mice are extremely dangerous animals. If you don't believe me, just watch any Tom and Jerry cartoon and you'll see what I mean. But seriously though, the humble mouse poses little to no threat to a human because they're tiny and most humans are partial to shoes with heavy soles. However, they positively can and do pose a threat to every other animal that crosses their path. For example, when firefighters in Taiwan caught a deadly viper and opted to feed it a tiny mouse as a snack, they in no way expected the mouse to bite the viper to death. However, that's exactly what happened. If a tiny mouse biting a snake 5 times its size to death isn't impressive enough, you should also note this fact. Mice can use their urine to make you fatally ill. Yes, mouse urine contains bacteria that, when it enters the human body, causes a disease called leptospirosis, which if left untreated can lead to deadly meningitis. Number 7. Deer. Deer are mostly known for being Bambi's relatives, and if that film taught us anything, it's that deer go down easy and without a fight. But who would have suggested that a company such as Disney would stretch the truth about anything? Much less about how easy deer are to kill. As it turns out, a buck can easily shrug off a bullet wound and still have enough fight left in them to tackle their shooter and stomp his face for good measure. Likewise, they've also been known to straight up tackle people for no reason at all. In addition to generally being a nuisance by eating, trampling, and defecating on landscaping and gardens, deers can also be dangerous to human beings and other domestic animals. This is particular to dogs. Though normally timid, during rutting season a buck or doe can pose a major threat to a human if they happen to interrupt some sweet deer tender time. This danger is so real that even the army advises people to not approach a deer. Number 6. Guinea pigs. Guinea pigs are often thought of being harmless creatures, perfect as your child's first pet if he somehow doesn't want a pet rock. Though they certainly have their fans, guinea pigs are mostly known for being annoying as sin to anyone who isn't currently cuddling one, since they spend all their time screaming and pooping in equal measures. However, these tiny furballs seem to have a bit of a dark side that they try to hide from the general populace. For example, in Australia, guinea pigs cause more injuries than sharks. Of course, the injuries from sharks tend to be way worse because, well, teeth, it's a shark. But up until you read that sentence just then, did you honestly expect to hear that guinea pigs attack people so often that the government had to warn people about them? Or perhaps that they attack people with such ferocity that paramedics needed to be called? It's hard to believe, but it does happen. Aside from that, they can carry salmonella. When a guinea pig is infected with this bacteria, he can pass it on to his owner through direct contact with feces, cage lining, or even his fur. While salmonellosis causes symptoms in humans that may take a week or so to pass, your guinea pig may not show any symptoms at all. Even if he appears to be healthy, you should wash your hands thoroughly after any contact you make with him or his feces. Number 5. Squirrels. No matter what people say, I personally think that squirrels are adorable, as well as my sister-in-law. Though they're considered pets in some parts of the world, you'd be hard-pressed to find someone who hates squirrels. That is, unless you ask one of the thousands of people they attack every year. Yes, squirrel attacks are not only a fact, they're a really major thing that's a cause of a lot of trouble for a whole bunch of people we're glad aren't us. For example, in Bennington, Vermont, locals were asked to be very careful when walking home because of an angry squirrel that was attacking people for no apparent reason. In Orange County, a 3-year-old was sent to the hospital by yet another rogue squirrel, and over in Russia, a gang of squirrels reportedly bit a dog to death. If that act doesn't qualify a squirrel as dangerous, then I don't know what will. Also, while rabies is rare for rodents, it is possible for a squirrel to carry rabies. It is also important to understand that rabies can cause squirrels to attack people. The rabies virus can make wild animals that are normally docile become aggressive and territorial. Kinda like in that movie Cujo, but maybe on a little less of a severe space. Number 4. The duck-billed platypus. The platypus is among nature's most unlikely animals. In fact, the first scientists to examine a specimen believed they were the victims of a hoax. The animal is best described as a hodgepodge of more familiar species, the duck for its bill and webbed feet, the beaver for its tail, and the otter its fur and body. Platypuses hunt underwater, where they swim gracefully by padding with their front webbed feet and steering with their hind feet and beaver-like tail. Folds of skin cover their eyes and ears to prevent water from entering, and the nostrils close with a watertight seal. In this posture, a platypus can remain submerged for a minute or two and employ its sensitive bill to find food. They are cute in their own way, but never ever be tempted to pick them up, especially the males. Male platypuses have a poison apparatus on their hind legs. There are poison glands in the thighs and a hollow spur near the heel. The sting is not dangerous to humans, but is extremely painful and causes rapid swelling in the stung area. It may also cause increased temperature. For smaller mammals, like dogs, the sting can be fatal. Scientists as of yet haven't figured out the purpose of this poison, so for now, hands off, please. Number 3. Cows. Despite their dopey appearance and delicious taste, cows are deceptively dangerous, because despite everything, they're still a 1,000-pound animal full of hormones and an uninhibited hatred for all of mankind. Cows have been known to trample people to death, and in less serious cases, injure them so severely they spend the rest of their lives breaking into cold sweats every time they pass by a McDonald's. It is an actual true fact that more people die to cows than sharks, and just let that sentence sink in there for a moment. It's just weird to hear a statement that says cow attacks are rare, but they're far more common than shark attacks. Just doesn't match up. The reasons for cow attacks are usually people coming too close to their young, which is understandable, but at the same time, kind of terrifying. Baby cows are cute. It's almost like they specifically evolved to look that way just to send their mothers into a rage-induced gore and trample spree when people try to Instagram them. Now it's time for the day's best pick. And today we're gonna look at an animal that looks kind of comical, but also really terrifying in this picture. Number 2. Pelicans. Pelicans are huge birds with an even bigger mouth. Their sheer size alone might make them extremely dangerous animals, but they're not on this list because of a tiny thing like that. Remember that big mouth that I mentioned earlier? Well, they're actually used to scoop up fish, which is their favorite food. Now, did you hear me when I said usually? That's because these birds have seemingly decided to put up a bit of variety in their diet. They've started eating on other birds, whole, while still alive, beaks, wings, feathers, and all. Don't believe me? Then watch this video, it's not for the faint of heart. It all started as a normal day in the park with kids feeding the birds when the solitary pelican of the group decided that breadcrumbs aren't enough for him. Without warning, it scooped up a pigeon into its large mouth and proceeded to swallow it whole. The poor pigeon tried to get away, but to no avail, and this all happened in front of what we should now expect to be extremely traumatized kids. Number 1. Chickens. You think sharks have bloodlust? Wait till I tell you about the humble chicken. Do you know what happens when a chicken or rooster sees blood? Simple. The chicken or rooster will go berserk and peck whatever is bleeding to death. This is actually such a serious problem that back in the 50s they had to fit chickens with tiny sunglasses to stop them from seeing the blood. If that wasn't terrifying enough, chickens will outright attack humans with a bladed weapon. That isn't an overstatement. Have you ever seen a chicken fight? Probably not, because it's illegal in most parts of the world, but believe me when I tell you, if two chickens square off in the middle of a ring, they don't come in unarmed. Sharp knives are always tied to their legs, with their owners hoping that the pet's bloodlust will give them victory in the fight. However, it's not uncommon that these winged samurais will turn against their owner and use the sharpened implements on the poor guy. Well, I say poor guy, but he kinda deserves it in this case. Still don't believe me, the internet is littered with these videos, but I won't be showing them to you because of the gore and also just morality of the situation. Which entry surprised you the most? Let us know in the comment section down below. Want to watch more videos about amazing animals? Click on any of the videos you see on your screen. As always, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.